Rising Souls. Thank you for being here with me through technical difficulties. This is the first of the year, and we will not let little setbacks stop us from making major comebacks. So, today's affirmation is I am aware of my thoughts. I am aware of my thoughts. I don't know. I know Vigo Lane got to see it, but YT Lane, I didn't see it so much. I was having a moment just then, which is why I'm super excited about my work and being able to help people with this because I just sat here and had the biggest battle of my life. I was about to just not go live on YouTube and then sit here nagging at myself for another 20 to 30 minutes before I just completely logged off the feed for the rest of the day. Uh, I am aware of my thoughts. This year's aphorism, I'm gonna start doing the aphorism. I really enjoyed the aphorism, so I kept it until the end of the year, and I am putting it into this year. The only standards you must live by are the ones you set for yourself. All right. The only standards that you must live by are the ones you set for yourself. Are you setting your standards too high? I'm sitting here playing with my headphones. I was supposed to put these on my head. I just did. I have faith that I'm being recorded. That is a beautiful thing. All right. So, what's good, SPL? How you doing, love? Today, again, the affirmation is I am aware. Oh my gosh. He wakes up like that. I have no idea. I am aware of my thoughts. It's our affirmation. They give it to you, bro. How you do it. And the aphorism for the year is the only standards that you must live by are the ones you set for yourself. I don't know if it's handled. I don't know if it's taken care of. I never know. I just get what it looks like. So, even if life throws me away from that, are your standards too high? Are your standards even really your standards? I found myself asking myself this a lot in the last few months. I kept trying to do things that kind of felt outside of me. I kept believing that these were what I needed to do. These were goals that were necessarily for me. And I have come to realize that that is not true. I'm just a teenage woman. I am quite new to the realm of social media. Quite new to the realm of social media. I have been advised to not share my story. I have been advised to do things that I enjoy, but also, again, still not telling my story or giving too much information about myself or about what I do or about what I care about things that I've been through, grown through. Again, I can make you feel like that with guys that are thinking, and it has really led me to the place where I have no idea who the hell I am because I'm trying to live up to someone else's standards. And thank you for this. I appreciate that. And that is not enough, which is why I decided that this year, yeah, the only standards you must live by are the ones you set for yourself. So, allow me to reintroduce myself. Hi, Charlie. How are you? Allow me to reintroduce myself. And I'm going to put my headphones on this time because I need to make sure this part is actually heard. I didn't hear about the rest of that because I can always Um, Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Soulful Sister Soulflower. Yes, I'm going to stick with that because that's the name that I chose for me. My name is Soulful Sister Soulflower. I am 22 years old, going to be 23 this year. I have overcame many challenges that I expect to be speaking about this year quite openly, actually, without worry about who's going to use what against me because I've already grown through these situations. I've already grown to understand, overstand myself, and the reason that I made the decisions that I made. Therefore, no one can weaponize anything that I have already overcame against me. Therefore, there are no skeletons in my closet. I just want to let y'all know that now. So anything that you can or may decide to pull up against me, I can easily tell you why I did it and how I felt in the time that I did it. So we gonna get a little bit into my story more and more as the year goes on. Firstly, first thing I want to talk to you about. Oh my gosh, give me a moment. Already, already. Call me in there. Now he's crying. Hence what I was about to talk about. um, I'm a new mom. My baby will be 1 in February, which isn't very far. um, but yeah, I am a new mom, kind of having difficulties navigating life, simply because my whole life seems to now revolve around the fact that I am a new mom. And my life tends to revolve around my child. I've never really gotten very much time to be with or for myself, but in all of the times that I did get the opportunity to be with and for myself, hey boss man, how you doing? Um, I learned a lot about the way that I speak to myself and how it's based on how everyone else spoke to me, made me feel, um, taught me how to feel about myself. I planned originally to do 2 sessions this month talking about um, emotions versus feelings and the intrapersonal relationship process. How you could make it better or maybe even utilize that intrapersonal relationship to make sure that you're on the path that suits you properly. Um, my whole life, I've been looking to improve who I am, how I operate, improve my relationship with myself, and continue to grow. Um, Even when I was in a team, I was always looking to the team to teach me something that I didn't know in order to expand my knowledge and also to have people to bounce ideas off of. And now I'm looking for moms. I'm looking for moms to kind of help me with the idea that, hey, Lace, how you doing? With the idea that I don't have to just be a mom, that putting myself first isn't a terrible decision and it doesn't make me a horrible person because everybody has still been coming before me, even after knowing, hi, sunlight, even after coming to a better state of knowing of why I feel the way I feel a lot of the time. And We're gonna go on this journey together. I've put myself before, but I've put myself first before, but I did it in order to start the journey. I didn't know that it was going to be a thing that I was going to have to continuously do when I initially started this process. Um, which kind of makes sense because if I can't see myself as worthy enough to start and finish my day with me and me alone, then I can't be there for the people that need me, for the people that are actually out here waiting for me to come into my true light. Yeah. So my true light uh is flashing right now. I'm looking at it flash. I'm looking at it flash, and we gonna definitely get into it. So because I started late, um, I'm gonna be here a little bit longer. Uh, probably to 11:30 if possible. Again, still have a child that is not one yet, so um, are your standards really yours? Are the things that you're telling yourself that you have to do really things that you need to be doing? Hey Tiff, how you doing? Are they really in alignment with what makes you happy, what brings you pleasure, with your purpose, if you know what it is? I I came to a place when I was back home back in like 2020. I want to say 2019 because this is when I really started having the thoughts, but 2020 for certain. Um I came to a place where I realized that because I wasn't thinking for myself and thinking for everyone else, it was difficult to try to make a decision for myself. Making decisions for myself was really, really hard. Um, and honestly, it sometimes is still hard. I look out for advice and things of that nature all the time, but I used to just take the advice and run with it without actually figuring out if it would work for me or not. Um, blindly following, if you will. Uh, and I realized that in blindly following, everything that I was told, yes, it was beneficial. It could have helped me. However, the way that I was trying to apply it was similar to the way that they told me that they applied it, even though my story was yet similar, but very, very different. Um, I put myself in a position where I wasn't happy with the decisions that I was making, though they felt like they were necessary. And when I was ready to turn around, hey Katniss, how you doing? When I was ready to turn around and do things the way that I felt they were meant to be done, I began receiving backlash. The backlash came from people outside of me, as well as situations that I went through with utilizing their advice. It was it was one of the toughest moments of my life simply because I'm trying to figure out who I am. I am slowly but surely developing a better idea of who I am, but I had no idea who I was. And in blindly following, I created some idea of who I was supposed to be based on what people were telling me I should be doing, um, how I should eat, how I should dress, how I should present myself, how I should cater to a man that ain't catering to me, things of that nature. How to stick around, how to make things work, even though they are terribly broken, and there is no amount of what is that stuff called? I can't think of what it's called now. The how they break the bowls and then they use like this gold or a silver stuff to bring beauty back into the pieces that you pull back together. situations that were like this, that didn't serve me, that didn't suit me, that didn't actually go with the flow of my life, I was being taught how to keep those things together. I was taught to be that gold filler. And because of that, it's been difficult in business life, it's been difficult in relationship life, it's been difficult in motherhood, it has been difficult in individual individual experiences. And it made me spend an entire year questioning everything about who I am, questioning everything about my life, about the way that I operate, because am I really living by my own standard or am I living by everyone else's standard? Am I allowing other people's insecurities to be my insecurities? Do I even have standards of my own life? Like, these are the things that I've been thinking about all year. And it's like, I keep doing things based off what I see. Um, I haven't stopped questioning myself. I never stop questioning myself. Um, which is kind of the beauty of me. I know that things aren't going to be perfect at all times. I know that I won't always have a direct answer, but I can always change the answer as well. Because as I grow, why can't my mindset grow? As I learn, as I develop, why can't my boundaries develop as well? Why can't the laws of my life be different from the laws of yours? Yeah, it got a lot deeper than that, but we gonna keep it surface level right now. We got all year. We got all year to go into my mind. Um, so I ask you, hey Rita David, how you doing? I ask you right now on this first day of the first month of the new year 2022. 23. 23. It's the first. That's right. I'm still I'm still like yesterday's stream that wasn't even recorded. Like I'm still on yesterday's stream, y'all. Hold on. It is the first day of the first month of the year 2023. All right. We good. With this first day of this new month, not even including the year, I challenge you to reflect on some of the things that you feel were forced for you last year. Hey, go on, baby. How you doing? Reflect on some of the things that you feel like were forced on you last year. Really think about it. I'm glad you're doing great. Really think about it and don't do it with judgment. Don't do it and be like, you know what? Yeah, no, I really didn't want to do this. And this person made me believe that it was a thing. And I allowed this person to don't do that. Don't do that. Just think about the thing. Think about, is it something that you want to repeat this year, this month, today, in the next hour and a half? Are these things that you plan to repeat? Because you might have been forced into something that actually worked for you. You might have been forced into something that actually worked for you. Hey, Visitor 9282. Hey, Black Power. How y'all doing? You might have been forced into some good stuff, some stuff beneficial to your life. But there are also some things that you might have been forced into or felt like you had no choice but to do in order to survive in the year 2022. So take a moment, get a pen, notebook, open your notes on your phone, Stop watching me. Open your camera and record yourself. Stand in front of a mirror, something, and ask yourself and be open and honest with yourself about this because this is your life you're talking about. Be serious. Don't stand in the mirror joking because you wanted to do it simply because I said do it and you wanted to be funny about it. Don't take it as serious as you would somebody saying that they're going to come and unalive you. Because the things that you were forced to do that don't align with your life, they're basically doing that. They are basically doing that. I'll explain. I won't give no examples, but I'll explain. I'll definitely explain. I don't have a problem explaining. Last year, there were a lot of decisions that I made that I felt like I had no choice but to make. I felt like if I didn't do these specific things, life would be really difficult for me. Newsflash, life was already difficult because I didn't know who the hell I was. I knew who I was in present moment. I knew who I used to be in past situations. Hey, Miss Nick, how you doing? But I didn't know who I was growing to be. So when I made decisions in the state of who I was in the present moment and who I used to be, I hurt myself that I was growing to be. And because I grew in a different way instead of the way that was in alignment, I caused myself to turn back to ideologies and very opinionated beliefs that I wasn't enough, that I was never going to be enough. And that was a challenge to the belief that I wanted to be here. And once that challenge came up, I like a good challenge. I'm always going to go in for the challenge. But when I realized that that challenge was between staying alive and just completely letting go of everything that I worked hard for, I realized that there were some decisions that I made that were forced on me that I didn't even give myself the ability to sit down and really look at. I just continued on a pattern that I was used to simply because I felt like I had no other choice. I didn't feel like I had any other choice. Today is the first month of a new year on the very first day. So, again, I challenge you to step back and reflect on decisions that you made last year that felt forced. Because if you're not going with the ease of life, it's not going to be an easy life. Life is going to feel like a challenge. Life is not hard. That's the crazy part. Life isn't hard, it's the attachments that you make. The attachment to where you used to be, that shitty place that you used to live in. You have an attachment to that place. Thank you, Guam. I appreciate you. You have an attachment to that place. That attachment can kill you. Oh my gosh, y'all, I am in an auto rewards. I love when stuff randomly pops up and I forgot I signed up for. So yeah, I'm in auto rewards. If anybody want to help me get to the first level, I need 200 beans. Other than that, go crazy. Um I I am living proof that sometimes when you make a decision and you don't go back and reflect on it, or you don't give yourself to properly process and devise a plan that fits not where you were and not where you currently are, but where you're going. When you don't devise a plan that suits where you're going, that the mind state that you are in will consume you alive. And I know I'm not the only person. I know I'm not the only person. Never been. Never been. But not everybody talks about this. So I'm one of the people, especially in a place like Vigo. In a place like Vigo, people will hide their stories. What's up, Bila? Thank you, Guam. I appreciate you, love. Hey, Lady Longlegs, how you doing? People on Vigo will hide their real story. Hey, Ghetto, how you doing, love? They'll hide their real story and they won't tell you the truth, and then they'll turn around. Oh, gratitude, Guam. I appreciate you, love. They will turn around and they will tell you that their life is great, and then one day disappear from the app. And when they disappear, you don't know what's happened. You don't know what's going on in their mindset. You don't know what their life is like. And then they could overcome something amazing, and it's a story that somebody needs to share so that somebody else out here knows that it is possible to overcome this, and they won't say a word. They won't say a word. They will continue to feed into drama and give you trash content and tell you you need to give them dragons for that trash. Though the real thing that's worth dragons, they are hiding off camera. Yeah, I agree. Don't put your entire life on social media. However, when you've overcome something that has literally taken lives, I think it's worth sharing. You don't have to share it right away. You need to make sure that you're actually in a place to be able to share it, but don't hide that from the people. That's self expression. My obsession is self expression. That's it. That is my obsession. That is the only thing that I am obsessed with. Hey, Shimani, what's up, Keith? My my obsession is self expression. In self expression, it's sharing my story. My triumphs can be someone else's triumphs. And being told and then following through with not sharing my story and who I am and where I've come from and what I've come through, what I've grown through, how I became this beautiful, bubbly person. Because I used to be this and then I lost it. I was the deepest depths of the darkness for a long period of time. I was the only person that could see my light for a long period of time. Thank you, 2023. You too. Gratitude. What's up, glory? All right. Hey, classy. How y'all doing? I had to recognize my own light to be able to properly share my light. Hey, Billy. I had to recognize my own light to be able to properly share my light. And because I was recognizing my light, but not properly sharing my light, I found myself back in the dark. I be thinking that's a terrible place until I get there. And it's always beautiful. What's up, Supreme? How you doing? It is always a beautiful experience. Why? Because every time I find myself in the dark, I can see my light burn brighter. The dark is amplifying my light. And when I'm the light surrounded by a lot of dark, I don't always see my worth reflected. It's not crazy, it's genius. It's not crazy, it's genius. Being able to go into the dark to find yourself is a it's a beautiful thing. The first few times it feels like, "Oh my gosh, this is madness. This is pure, utter madness." But when you really get in there and you're not looking to see how dark it is around you, but about what you can do to brighten the room up, you realize how bright it is. You realize how bright it is when you turn around and you look at yourself. So again, I ask you, are you living by your own standards? Because when you're standing in your light, when you're standing in your light, sometimes you can't see the dark. And when you randomly fall into the dark, nobody else can pull you out of that. I could say any and everything that I want to say to you right now in hopes that you'll step out of that dark and step into your light. But it still requires you to realize that you are that light and that you don't have to live in that dark and you don't always have to be in the light. Hey, Boris, how y'all doing? You do so by your own standard. Hey, Mr. Nay, how you doing? You do so by your own standard. Y'all see I didn't get dressed up, right? I ain't got no ring lights. This is me in the covered up sun right now. It's real cloudy right now. It's me in the covered up sun. Cause I'm coming to you as real as possible. No contacts, no makeup, freshly washed hair. Hey Gaia, how you doing? How you feeling, Mr. Nay? Because on this first day of this new month, in this new year, 111 people in the room, I appreciate you. Gratitude. I'm choosing to be me authentically so that I can recognize my own standards before I walk into a situation living by someone else's. Are your standards? Are your standards your own? Yes, ma'am. Be safe. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Gaia. That's what I'm talking about. For anybody that gets here to the point of cutoff, this is also on YouTube. If you need my YouTube information, don't worry. I will be posting it to the bar, but you can also DM me so that I can give this to you. This has been a whole process, very unscripted. I'm tired of scripts. They exhaust me. Y'all don't know. All last year, hey, Punished Wife, all last year, I wrote a script for everything, every single thing. And that's why a lot of things didn't get done. I was too burnt out from the script. I'm a channeler. I just be channeling the message. I can't script that. So because we can't script that, we gonna go through with the message. Again, are your standards really yours? This year's aphorism for the final time. I mean, well, final two times, because I'm gonna definitely say it twice. The only standards you must live by are the ones you set for yourself. The only standards that you must live by are the ones that you set for yourself. Okay. I picked today's affirmation. I am aware of my thoughts. I am aware of my thoughts. I am aware of my thoughts simply because if you're aware of your thoughts, you're aware of which ones are yours and which ones aren't yours. The ones that are yours are highly important. And you know how you are when it comes down to a challenge. Okay. The ones that aren't yours, when you challenge those thoughts in confidence, they go away. Those aren't your thoughts. Those are somebody else's standards being placed on you. Those are standards, those are ideologies, those are opinions of other people outside of you, of places outside of you that have been controlling the way that you think, the way that you set your own standards. Therefore, I am aware of my thoughts. Now I can sit here just like I did when I started. For anybody that just came in, it started before I even turned on the live because I took a shower late. I had about a 30-minute battle with myself about even doing this live stream. About even doing this live stream. I was like, it's the 2 days ago, a week ago, a month ago, I was like, "Oh, the first finna be lit. Yes. On the first, I got this, 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 I got that, I got this, I got that, I got that. And I'm gonna talk about all of this in the month of January. And on the first day, I'm gonna do it like this." Yes, Gaia. I love that. Heart shaped foam bubble in the hot cocoa. That sounds so good right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. What's good, Spider? Hey, Hilltop. How you feeling today? I had a whole battle with myself about whether or not I was going to get on and go live today. I got on and then everything was trying to work against me and I was like, "Yo." In my head I could hear, "How you doing today? Happy new month. Happy new year." Um in my head I could hear myself saying, "This isn't important. You're not going to make it anyway. So why?" And I kept going, "Wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Hold on now." I don't know. I think Zim was in here when I started. I was like, "Well, we not doing that this year. We not doing that this year. We not doing that. Hey L, how you doing? We not doing that this year because I am worth it. Because I'm right where I need to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it here at all. It would have been 12 o'clock before I made it to my phone. If it wasn't worth it. If it wasn't meant to be. If I wasn't meant to make it. I wasn't 100% ready, but I was present. Ooh. And now that I say that out loud, I can feel that in my body. Y'all yell at them thoughts. Y'all tell them thoughts, fuck you, with the utmost disrespect. With the utmost disrespect and mean it. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Because I literally, now y'all see who came in here, heard something that they needed to hear. I was literally 5 minutes from just dropping everything, sitting on here crying for 20 minutes, and then getting off live for my very first live of the year. I have now set the tone that the thoughts in my mind that are not in alignment with me, that are not aligned to my highest purpose, that are not aligned to my desires, will not win. I have set the tone for the year. So now I challenge you. Oh, yeah, I brought the challenge back again. I ain't gonna not bring the challenge back again. Of course, repetition. I challenge you to ask yourself, what decisions did I make last year that felt forced? And now revealing the battle in which I had. You're making me think and get back on track with my. See, there it is. Like I said, I almost let them win, but the people that need me are looking for me, and I must show up. And I now know that I must show up as I am because right where I am is important. Who I am, where I am, what I've learned, what I've endured what I've grown through or what I'm coming to grow through is very important. I don't have to be number one on the heat list to get my message out to somebody that needs it. That I had to learn. Y'all, I took my septum piercing out, forgot to put it back in. I ain't worried about it because I'm gonna stick one in a minute. I'm sitting here like, where's my fidget? Look, no stimming in the face today. That's fine. I usually fidget with my nose ring right now. I want to stem so bad, and I'm gonna have to find something else. Perfect pendulum. I'll take it. Um, I challenge you to ask yourself, what decisions did I make last year that felt forced? And I want you to really think about it. I want you to really think about it because yes, there are some things that you were forced into that were for your own good. Thank you, Hilltop. I appreciate you. I don't think I said that. There are some things that you were forced into that were for your own good, like solitude. That one hurt. I hated that one. And I was like surrounded by people all of the time, but in my mind, I was alone. I've been there before. So, eh. Also, if I tell you I am experiencing something, this is for me personally. Don't say you're sorry. I don't need you to be sorry. I don't need you to be sorry. Why? Because these tough times are what's bringing these messages to you today. Don't tell me you're sorry. Don't tell me you're sorry. Tell me you're thankful because the message is going to definitely come soon after. Oh, that is it. That is it for me right there. Um, but some of the things that you're forced into are for your own good. You too hard-headed to listen to yourself when yourself say you need something. Now you facing difficulties in whatever it is that you doing to avoid doing what yourself told you you needed to do. You was forced into that. So maybe you need to reanalyze how you listen to yourself. Maybe you allowed yourself to be peer pressured into some shit. That happens, no judgment. Now you need to analyze your relationships, especially your relationship to yourself, especially your relationship to yourself. Maybe you just did some stuff because you felt like you didn't have any other choice. So now you need to be reflecting in on your past. What was your past like? Was this something that in the past it worked because you had no choice because there was no other way? Or maybe this is just what you're used to. So you figured why not continue the pattern, even though it doesn't make you feel happy or it brings some false sense of enjoyment. What did you feel like you were forced to do? Hey, Ion, how you doing, love? What did you feel like you were forced to do? Reflect on that. Take out your notebook, write out these situations, pull up your camera. Peace. All is divine. Indeed, all is divine. And give yourself the opportunity. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh, 1 of 10. Apparently, I'm solitaring. What is this? Okay. Anyway, I don't either. I haven't looked into it. Use your camera, which is kind of funny because I'm actually going to go back and edit a video that I'm doing about a couple of tips that you can use, a couple of tools, tips, tricks, tools that you can use in reestablishing your intrapersonal relationship. Intrapersonal. personal relationship. Me, myself, and I relationship, not me, you, and them relationship. Me, myself, and I relationship. I feel like there's been a shift and we're so consumed in what everybody else is doing that we don't pay enough attention to what we're doing. And because of that, hey Savitar, how you doing? And because of that, we all floating around drama. We floating around judging one another instead of judging ourselves in a way that can help us build. We're making ourselves out to feel like because our story isn't necessarily as bad as these next three people. Oh yeah, it's definitely a mental divide. It's been a mental divide. It's just the way it's divided is much more divided than it used to be. Because my story is better than the three people to the left of me, the four to the right of me make me feel bad, but the three to the left of me make me feel better. So I'm gonna go with the three to the left of me. Hey Vibe, how you doing? I think so. I do think so. I think so because the mental divide initially was something that was beautiful. I can't remember the name of the song right now, but it was a song I think called Creators. It's one I listen to all of the time. Um, and even in my own experience, the lyric in the song says, "Through our diversity, we will find unity." There was supposed to be a mental divide. We're not all supposed to think the exact same way. Sure, we can think similarly. That's a thing. We can think similarly, but the way that we look at things are supposed to be different. We're all individuals. We're all individuals. No two sunflowers grow the same, even if they came from the same pack of seeds. So, yes, exactly. So, I do believe that there's a mental divide. I believe that there's a healthy version of this mental divide, and I feel like that we're in the unhealthy version of this mental divide. Hey, Showtime, how you doing? Welcome, Bigo ID. Welcome to Bigo. Um, so because of the people to the left of me, I'm gonna continue my life the way that it is. I am prosperous. I am in divine unity with myself. Okay. Soon to be marrying self soon. I'm excited. I'm excited. They've been setting me up for that too. What's up, Johnny? How you doing? That's so beautiful to hear for real. Facts. Because the people to the left of me are doing worse than I am, I don't feel like I need to adjust my life because I don't think I can live up to the lives of the people to the right of me. So I'm gonna focus on the people to the left of me. That's unhealthy. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that's unhealthy, right? What's up, not yours? Like there's to an extent it can be healthy, but feeling like you can't get to the people on the right of you and not doing anything about it and feeling like because you don't believe that you belong there that you're just going to stay stuck where you are even though where you are makes you unhappy just because you're not as bad as the people to the left of you. Do you know how unhealthy that is? I don't think they know how unhealthy that is. And I feel like that because they have too many interpersonal skills. Yes, interpersonal skills where I can understand you, where you coming from. Hey, Ghost, how you doing? I can understand you. I can understand where you're coming from. I can be there for you because I know that I'm better than you. And because I can be there for you, because I know I'm better than you, I can also compare myself downwardly to upwardly to you. Right. What you admire in others is already within. Don't go living through someone else. Exactly. How are you doing, Ghost? Happy New Year. Happy New Month. Consistently doing things downwardly causes you to either stay stagnant or go down yourself. It's hierarchy. It's so deep within the spiritual community. Right. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. I kept telling myself that I wouldn't be in a position to be heard for a long time in my life, even including some time of last year. I'm swell, happy new month, my New Year's. That part, that part goes, my New Year ain't until the spring. All is definitely divinely in place. All is definitely divinely in place. Spring equinox is the new year over here, baby. I don't know if anybody saw my announcement, but it says Happy Gregorian New Year. Gregorian calendar New Year. Yeah, I put that in there. What's up, Mr. Toledo? How you doing? My New Year's in the spring. It begins in Aries. Okay. So again, finally, I challenge you to take a step back. Hey, Tricky. Take a step back. Hey, Tech. Take a step back. Oh my gosh. And really ask yourself, what decisions did I make last year that felt forced? And sometimes feeling forced isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes feeling forced isn't necessarily good. Th- that part, that part I'll do some full moon renewals though. Um, happy New Year. This is some people's New Year, so I'm gonna respect that because it ain't in my place to tell people when the New Year is if they don't believe that's the New Year. However, my New Year is in April, so happy calendar New Year, Gregorian calendar New Year. Um, I got to figure out the rest of the New Year so I know which ones to say when to say them. So I know which ones to say and when to say them. Um, respectfully, um, take a step back and ask yourself what was forced on you as far as decision making went. What was forced on you based on where you've been? What was forced on you based on who you're surrounding? Where you are in your own personal journey. If you feel like it'd be nice to gain some better intrapersonal skills, hey, Chris, thank you. I appreciate you, Ion. If you feel like you're in a position where you are ready to learn some better intrapersonal skills, here's where I plug myself shamelessly. I am Soulful Sister Soulflower, life transformation strategist. I have spent my entire life developing my relationship to myself. So that's 22 years of experience. Soon to be 23 years of experience, if I'm going to go ahead and put that out there like that. This is not something that I necessarily do for a living. It is just the living in which I do. Yeah, I said it. It's not something I do for a living. It is just the living in which I do. And if in my doing, in my living, in my experiences, I can teach somebody else something that is beneficial, I am all here for it. I am all here for it. But I'm also over overextending myself. I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing that no more. So Sundays and Wednesdays, I am here for Soul Care with Soulful. Thank you. Much gratitude. I am here for Soul Care with Soulful. I'm really here every day. So if you need some guidance throughout the week, whenever you see me, come on in. I don't care what I'm talking about. I'm always here for the betterment of the people because I'm always here for the betterment of myself. So why not? Just know that I got boundaries and laws put in place. So you'll know when it's not a good time because you'll be able to feel that in your spirit. You'll be able to feel that in your spirit. It ain't time. It ain't time. And if you already work with me, you gonna hear me in the back of your head. quite often. Don't worry. Don't worry. I ain't gonna make you do nothing you don't want to do. I'm gonna encourage you to do it. I'm gonna be the voice in the back of your head that's telling you the voice that telling you you ain't shit is wrong. Even if all you doing is coming to class. like like the look, it does sound good in theory. Until you the motherfucker telling yourself you ain't shit. And then I'm gonna be like, bitch, who you think you talking to? What's up, strong arm? How you doing? What's up, crypto K? Until you start talking down on yourself and I'm in the back of your head like, bitch, who you talking to? And I ain't even gonna have to put no work in it. Because ultimately you talking about me. Cause okay, that part. That part. Like I said, we kicking off this year, setting the tone, this calendar year, setting the tone and preparing ourselves, especially in this retrograde. This is why I'm telling y'all to go back and reflect on decisions that you made last year that felt forced. No, you don't. Take that back. Change the way you say that. You don't fight with yourself every day. You don't fight with yourself every day. Oh shit, I definitely forgot about it. That's why I had to reintroduce myself. Um, be mindful of all. This is the year 7, y'all. Please be mindful of the words in which you use. You're not fighting with yourself. You're using today's affirmation, is what you're doing. I am aware of my thoughts. You're not fighting your thoughts because your thoughts are always going to be for the betterment of you, for you. Your thoughts are yours. Right? Words is called spelling for a reason. Even if you're not typing it or writing it out, it's still a spell. Still a spell. You're not fighting with yourself. You're mm, you're detaching. You're detaching from other people's. Mhm. You're a, you're detaching from other people's standards for you. You know, sometimes people tell you things because they want to keep you in a box, especially in your mind because you say more words there than from your mouth. Yo, I'm going right. I'm cycling all over again. I'm cycling all over again, and it's just getting better. That's it. Hey, Gaia, welcome back. You're not fighting yourself. You're fighting false ideologies from other people and their projections. That's why I tell you to go back and think about the way, yes, detoxing. Yes, detoxing. I said detoxing. I've never said detoxing before. I've never said detoxing before. That's a new one. You recognize that anything that is against your highest will is only present from yesterday, which is present from the day before, which was present from the day before. Hey, Miss Kazi, how you doing? They are not things that are from right now, that are from today. Let go to grow. That's a good one. So when you have a thought that's challenging what you're trying to grow through in order to keep you there, that's one of them things that you need to look at. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. No, but still though, I don't know who did patent it, but I'm just saying. Hey, patting it in your mind ain't bad. Patting it in your mind, that ain't bad. Okay? Be like Elsa and let it go. Okay? Be like Elsa and let it go. Yes, because again, like I didn't show up like this because I felt like I wasn't supposed to. I was told that I needed to doll up. I was told that I needed to be more engaging. I needed to be selling myself visually for people, and I'm like, I just talk to people really well. Exactly. I wasn't attracting my tribe. I was continuously attracting people that like to use me, that like to take, yes, that like to take what, Ion, I love you. Oh my gosh. I was like, there is just a strong energy there. Okay, I get it now. Because that's where I'm trying to go. Um, I, I, I found a fire within that I wasn't allowed to express through other people's standards for me. I wasn't allowed to express that through other people's standards for me. So I stopped going to hosting classes. Hey, master and teach. Oh my gosh. Master and teach me. Okay. What's up, DJ T Swift? How you doing? I stopped going to hosting classes simply because I'm divinely, divinely unified in time. I stopped going to hosting classes because they're telling me how I should operate, which is then giving me a bunch of different perspectives about what it is that I do and how I do it. And some of these things weren't working for me. They never worked for me because I didn't come here with necessarily with the intent to earn money, though it was a plus. Yeah, I was looking for structure and it also provided me with a limitation. Nicholas? They left. I can't ask. Um, that limitation made me feel like I wasn't doing well enough, which is why the first thing I had to do when and a little bit before I got on here was tell myself and the thoughts in my head that didn't align with what it was that I said that I was going to do for the last month. I had to break away from them limitations that formed themselves into thoughts utilizing my voice. It sound like me until I tell it that ain't gonna fly. Ooh, the comparisons were terrible. A lot of confusion. Whole lot of confusion. Hey Carly, how you doing? Um, I kept comparing myself to other people, like even in the last few days of last year, even in the last few days of last year's calendar year, I was still comparing myself to other people. I kept asking myself, what do I have that they don't have, just to make myself feel better, just to still only be pointing out all of the things that they did have that I felt like I didn't. I'm watching the people that inspired me to start continue to grow. and forgetting that it also takes me breaking the ground for this new foundation in order for me to get where I feel like I deserve to be. I was making decisions that felt forced because I felt like I had no other choice but to do the thing that I saw, that I was told. I stepped so far away from myself that anytime somebody that I admired came to me trying to include me, I already separated myself. I wasn't willing to accept what they were giving to me because I was living by someone else's standards, and by other people's standards, I was not doing enough. I wasn't decorating a lie well enough for them, and that wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for me. I wish I realized that sooner, but I realized it when I needed to, because here I am now, recognizing that where I am is definitely for me. I know it's weird. And honestly, it doesn't even deserve to be called weird because not all weird things are bad. It's just these things are just manipulative. Very manipulative. Um, I like the way you're explaining this. Yes, what's good, master and teacher? I appreciate you saying that. Different, indeed, different. Indeed different. It I like things that are weird. So if I call it weird, it's something I like. That is a new thing for me. I didn't realize, yeah, everything happens for us though. So now you have boundaries though. Yeah. 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 I also me. I'm one of those people that I consider to be weird. I consider myself to be weird not because society deems me weird, but because I know how wonderful I am. I know how eccentric I am, right? I know that I am an individual. So I don't necessarily have to operate the exact same as everybody else. I have a real connection with myself because I'm real with everybody else around me as well. I am different. And the difference that I am, no, 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 no. I'm not you're not hearing what I'm saying. Weird is not a word for me, it's an acronym for me. I am a wonderfully eccentric individual that keeps it very real, and my mind is diverse in itself. Weird for me is not what weird is in a dictionary. And that's the thing, being vulnerable is also going to lead you to your freedom. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I started speaking in the acronym as opposed to saying what the acronym was for me. You right there. You right there. I didn't necessarily say that it was an acronym, did I? I did just go straight into it, didn't I? That was on me. I got a little excited. Vulnerability is the key to growth though, because regardless to whatever it is that you have going on, a lot of the time, the things that you're the most vulnerable, you're the words, the things that you're the most vulnerable about. I don't know why that was so, so difficult to say in that moment. Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. Um yes, still mastering. Definitely want to say still mastering. Um the things that you're most vulnerable about are things that though people like to poke at them to make you feel less than, those are just the spots in which you're growing And because you're growing there and other people aren't, it's not necessarily about real or fake. I'm gonna put that out there first. It's not necessarily about real or fake, but because you're growing in this area and the people that you're speaking to aren't necessarily growing in this area, you're finding yourself in a position where you feel like the people around you are fake. Exactly. It's about your perception. If you're not looking at them to understand, understand, overstand your vulnerability and more so to yourself, to be vulnerable and know that you're going to be guided in the way that you need to be guided once you express that vulnerability and you accept that vulnerability. Yes, authenticity and accountability. If I can sit here and say right now that I've allowed the limitations by those around me, those that I felt like were guiding me, to stop me because I felt like they were sound advice, I can now open up to better advice. I can now own up to the fact that the reason I've experienced the things that I've experienced is because I've allowed someone else's perception to limit me within my own. They think because of what they've seen that these are the things that you need to do in order to make it. In their experience, this was required. If you didn't do these things, you were not going to be a successful host, is what I was hearing in the back of my mind. Simply because these are the words that they said when they started the class. So you don't believe fake would be someone acting a certain way just so they can be around you? No, no, I don't believe that's fake. I believe that's them being their truest version of self. It seems fake to you because to you, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that, but to them, that may be their version of truth. Not everybody is here to be good people. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there yet again on the first day of the first day of the first month of the calendar year. What you do is you trust yourself. Just because you see a six don't mean that someone can't see a nine. Exactly. When you trust yourself enough to be able to trust what people are showing you, you'll see more than the fake stuff that you believe they're doing. You'll see more than that because you trust them to be themselves. Your version of truth is based on whose truth. Is it your truth or is it the person that's being fake around you's truth? Whose truth are you going by? Everybody's life is their version of truth. For some people, life is hard knock. There's no way out of that life for those people. And for other people, that's that fixed versus growth mindset as well. And for other people, life is hard knock right now because I'm allowing myself to be controlled by somebody else, but there is something that I can do to grow from this situation. One thing can happen and it be perceived in two different directions. Now you have two different versions of one truth. Oh yeah, business is business. Handle business, but if you can't handle business as yourself, then there's going to be a difficult time as well as there as well too. Give me one moment. The truth should be yes, exactly. So yeah, the truth can be different amongst a group of people. You can still be personal, but have standards within that expression. Yes, yes, that's where adaptability comes in. That's definitely where adaptability comes in. Hello, Guam. How you doing? Uh, you can definitely still fully. No, you're fine. Don't be sorry. That's okay. It happens. I have them open as well, so it's not inevitable. Somebody was likely to pop up. Somebody was likely to pop up. Um, so within my own standard, I'll be getting off in 5 minutes. Um, I was supposed to be offering readings, but instead I offered advice. So you could always you honestly can come up. That was never up for debate. That's why they were open. I only close them when I have earth signs, but I'm not necessarily an earth sign, depending on what sign you talking about. But I have them there. Hey, Miss Kitty, how you doing? Please let me know when you do readings. I would love to receive insight. I am probably going to come on later, um, because I have no idea. Yeah, yeah. Um, there is now the clarity in my mind. I was gonna say I have no idea what is going on over there, but now I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss first session of today. Uh, all right, y'all. Much gratitude to anybody that gifted me, anybody that stayed in and commented, had a nice little chat. Oh yeah, we can be. We surely can be. Um, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your presence. And again, the challenge is to reflect on decisions that you made last year that felt forced. You know what? Reflect on all decisions that you made. See which ones were within your own thought frame as a pro. Earth energy had me fooled. I mean, yes and no. I mean, yes and no. Um, definitely follow you. Follow me, master, and teach. We gonna have to talk. Um, I challenge you to go back and reflect over the year 2022, even if it seems painful and you don't want to do it. I recommend you do. Reflect on some of the decisions that you made that felt forced, maybe felt like it was really easy, just to give yourself the opportunity to connect with you, reconnect with you, because you've already been connected to you before. Gratitude. Y'all take care. Right. Love and light, y'all, but don't forget the dark. Love and light, y'all. I'll see y'all later.